Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rums Living channel. And I say everybody, not just guys. Apparently there's 4.2% girls out there watching. So I thank you ladies for tuning in. This is my review of the Simonoff SKS 5966 A1 Yugoslavian. The first thing I want to do is take care of a bit of background before I do this rifle. The first thing I want to do is respond to David Sidekick. He asked about the Smith & Wesson Sigma 380, and as far as any of the bad reviews you've heard about it, it's all around the trigger. Do the trigger job. If you don't do the full trigger job, at least do the first stage of it. And here's a little closer look at it. You had asked how long I had it. 20 years. Never failed to fire, failed to feed, or misfire. You were wondering about reliability. It's absolutely reliable. Another question you had about what I paid for it. There you go. It's 261. What is that? 95. But that was 20 years ago. Again, I think you found yours used, but that's probably about what somebody paid for it way back when. And I mentioned that the ammo that I used was, quote, just the nastiest that I could find. What it is and was Federal Hydroshock. And there's one other 380 that I use that's almost identical to it. One of them has a post inside the hollow point and one doesn't. And the one that has a post is slightly less serrated, although it's pretty much normal. The ones that did not have the post were extremely serrated, if that makes sense. They're just twisted really heavily. Next was Mazryonh, Marzion. That's my first subscriber. Thank you very much. That really means a lot to me, and I wanted to tell you thanks a lot. I know you'll be seeing this video because it'll come up on your homepage. And you had asked about the Glock 29 SF. And your question, I believe, was, did I get the Glock 20 mag for it so I wasn't stuck with the 10 round capability? And yes, I did get both the Glock 20 mag and the grip sleeve for it. And I like it a lot for sure, especially at the range. And I like it for my backup magazine. And lastly is to the Visionary 84. I just want to clarify one thing. You had asked me on the H&R Partner Protector 12 gauge shotgun, can you shoot 3-inch Magnum slugs? And I said yes to 100 yards, no problem. And that is true, but I wanted to clarify my own experience was actually with the Winchester 2 3/4 inch rifled slugs, not Magnum. But the H&R Partner Protector is chambered to handle all Magnum cartridges. And the Magnums that I was putting through it are Winchester Magnum 3-inch buckshots. Now that's not to say that you cannot shoot 3-inch Magnum slugs. I've just not seen them. So I wanted to clarify when I told you that yes, in fact you can. Yes, I think you can, because the H&R Partner is chambered for 3-inch or magnum loads, period. And getting back to the rifle, this is the SKS 5966A1. As I said, it's chambered in 7.62 by 39. Usually people are going to use this. It's the Tull ammo, 7.62 by 39. People use wolf ammo too. This all of this Russian surplus is fine. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on the higher dollar stuff unless you really want to for like maybe hunting, maybe get like a soft point or something. But the 5966A1, the A1 designation is all about the night sights. There's one up front here and 2 dots on the rear. And I'm not going to talk 100 times about the A1. It's not a grading. All it is night sights. They flip up, they flip down to get out of the way. One guy said that his had tritium in it because it was so new. It was in like 1986 or something. I've never seen one. Another guy said that the night sights are definitely so old that they don't glow, and that's not necessarily true either. It's not like tritium where they just glow automatically, but if you do shine a light on them or there's any light, ambient light at all, you can actually pick them up and you should be able to see them. A lot of the problem you may be having if you can't see them is just simply that you have cosmoline all over it. This is the Yugo version, the Yugoslavian. There's the Russian and the Chinese. For the most part, I believe the most desirable is the Russian, but I believe that the Yugoslavian, in my opinion, is at least second, if not the best, because it has the most features. It is definitely the most feature-laden SKS sign-off that's available. That being because it has the grenade launcher on the front, along with the bayonet, along with night sights. There's also, because of the grenade launcher, there's a gas cutoff switch right here. What that enables you to do is raise this sight, grenade launcher sight that sticks up here, and it also makes it fire in semi-auto. You use a blank along with the grenade launcher and a grenade attached, and it actually does work, and that's why it has a rubber butt pad back here to absorb more of the recoil from the grenade launcher shooting. There's also apparently it is threaded, but it's pinned on. If you want to take the pin out, then you should be able to unthread this, and you should be able to have standard left-handed threading like for AKs. When you shoot it, you can also shoot it in a single action mode by turning this grenade launcher to its on position. That automatically makes it not a semi-automatic and like a bolt action rifle. And what that does in normal situations without using the grenade launcher is it makes the rifle slightly more accurate, because you don't have the recoil of the slide moving and the piston moving, and you also have higher velocities achieved through the 7.62 by 39 round because you are not using any of the power to actuate the piston or slide in a recoil manner. It's all being used to send the projectile out. This has a wood stock on it. I don't know what it is about this wood stock, but the person who sold it to me and people who have seen it subsequently, they just love it and say, "Man, what a beautiful SKS." I gotta say that I'm just a little bit ignorant to why people oogle over this so much. Um, Maybe it's just because the bluing is so nice on it. I'm really not sure, but a lot of SKSs are known to be beaten up pretty bad. Maybe that has something to do with it. This does have the bayonet. It extends out this way, and they don't come really sharpened at all. And all you have to do is sharpen just the very tip of it, just a little bit, and you will definitely get the desired effect from that small adjustment. There is a cleaning kit that comes in the buttstock back here. That cleaning kit, there's an entire video on what all the cleaning kit can do. And even if you think you know pretty much everything that the cleaning kit does, you watch this video and you'll be surprised that you learned it does a couple more things. One of the most important things it does is it can and it does have an adjustment tool for raising your front sight point of impact lower and higher. There are sling mounts already on it along with the cleaning kit. There's a sling mount. It's pretty wide and pretty sturdy right here. There's one in the back right here. When you buy this firearm, don't be surprised if it doesn't come with anything extra except for like a cleaning rod. A lot of you guys, this may be your first endeavor into surplus arms or Russian type surplus arms. And for a lot of people, your first surplus arm will be a Mosin Nagant, and that comes with extra like clips and uh, clip pouches and stuff like that. If you hear about sometimes people say their SKS come with that, occasionally I guess it can, but it's very rare. So don't be surprised if your SKS doesn't come with anything extra. Another thing that I've heard a lot is people mention the bolt right here, that they've had corrosion problems with it. I've never had a corrosion problem with a bolt on an SKS. This is my second SKS. Trust me, I don't have great conditions. Storage conditions are pretty much pretty close to about as bad as you get where I store my firearms. And that's just a fact of life of living where I live with the high humidity, and I don't use air conditioning, and I leave my windows open a lot of the time. And I've still never had a problem with corrosion on this bolt. And I've heard people mention that they blew it, that they even use cold bluing. I do not recommend that. I've never had a problem with any corrosion, not only on the bolt, but on any part of the firearm, period.